The sun is here in Chicagoland. It is May. Thankfully, we're getting more and more sunlight by the day. Before we talk about the heat and the sun and the nice summer weather, let's talk about how April went in both Dupage and Cook County in the housing market. We started out by saying this was a consistent market, and we've seen that the past 6 months in 2023. Thankfully, it's been consistent all the way through. Before we get into the nitty-gritty, let's talk about interest rates and cover the overall interest rate market and what's going on right now. We do have some good news about interest rates because we've seen inflation finally start to get reined in. I think it's close to about 6% compared to 9% last year. And the reason this is a big deal is because it's showing the action of what the Fed is doing is having an effect on the economy. And because of that, they might decide, okay, we're not going to do any more interest rate hikes, or at least we're going to slow it down and see how the economy reacts. Now, a lot of the mortgage rate experts are seeing interest rates hover close to around 6% near the end of the year. Right now, they're close to 6 1/4, 6 1/3. Now let's get back about talking about the local market here, because there's 3 data points we always look at: the average sales price, the days in the market, and how many showings there are per house in the market, so that we can get a good gauge on the activity and what we're seeing. If we look at the average sales price of a home in both Dupage and Cook County, we saw it go up about 12 to 20,000 month over month. It's not a huge number, it's nothing shattering, but it shows we're in a healthy and consistent market, that the housing market is consistently growing and prices are going up right into the summer season, which is what we expect this time of year, which is what we normally see this time of the year. Now let's look at days on the market. Remember, this is how long a house sat on the market before it got scooped up by a buyer and it was taken off. Now, if we look at both Dupage and Cook County, they both went down significantly month over month. Now, this is the second month in a row we saw this go down, because ever since July of last year, this number has been going up and up and up ever since we saw the spike of interest rates. But now this is showing us the market feels more regulated, people are more comfortable, more certain this time around, and they're more comfortable with the 6% interest rate hike. Now, if we want to get specific, we saw a house in Cook County stay on the market for 63 days on average before getting scooped up. In Dupage, it was about 42 days this last month. Now again, this is the average. If you're getting a house that's move-in ready, that's very nice, that's good to go, usually they're getting scooped up in a weekend, in a week at times. Other houses, they sit on the market a little bit longer, they're not as ready. There's just different housing markets out there. So in general, we're seeing the average around 62 to about 42 days if you're talking about Dupage County. Now lastly, we are going to talk about showings per listing. How many buyers are going outside and looking at one single house on average? Now the funny thing is, this stayed nearly exactly the same from April to May. We saw nearly the exact same amount of showings month over month. In Cook County, there's about 10 showings per house on the market. In Dupage County, there's about 18 showings per house on the market both months. Now, why is this interesting? Usually in the summer months, you see this number skyrocket because people want to get out, people want to move, people don't want to do this in the winter, they rather move in the summertime. So seeing this being consistent month over month and not increase during this time of the year really kind of tells me a couple things. Again, I don't know everything, but based off the data, it kind of tells me the spring market started early, and that's where everybody was really getting out and about and looking at houses. Again, people started to get used to the 6% interest rate hike. And really at the start of the year, back in February, back in March, is when showings started to explode because people realized interest rates aren't going to go down dramatically anytime soon. Interest rates are here and we need to move, so we need to get started now before the summer season hits. And this is kind of what we're seeing. We saw that big burst at the start of the year, and now it kind of flatlined month over month, which means that huge pent-up demand of people looking decided to take a look and decided to take action before the summer market really got here. So we'll see how the summer turns out. We'll see how the market kind of reacts when the summer season is in full swing. As of right now, it looks like a lot of the pent-up demand really took action going into the springtime. And now we're seeing more consistency with buyers in the market going into the summer season compared to earlier in the year. Now what this means is we're still seeing a lot of buyers in the market. We're not having a huge wave of people coming into the market buying houses, but we're still seeing the same amount in the market looking, because they've been having trouble finding a place and locking up a place. Now, if you need to find a house, what is your game plan? How are you setting up a strategy so that when you go look at houses, you're more of a sniper finding the right house versus somebody with a machine gun, they're throwing out shells everywhere. You want to be specific and focused and intentional whenever you find a place so that you can be successful versus going out month over month and feeling beat up and depressed because you haven't found anything yet. Now, if you're selling, of course, during the summer months, a lot of people are out looking, so it's always a great time to put your home on the market if you're thinking about moving to begin with. So you're gonna have a lot of buyers out. If your house is move-in ready, it's relatively in good condition, and you have a good pricing strategy, you're gonna sell your house relatively quickly. I'm seeing houses go in 3 to 4 days, multiple offers, bidding wars are back. So we're really seeing a lot of that action that we saw before last summer hit with the interest rate hikes. So if you're looking to sell, don't be too stressed about it. You will find buyers out there looking for your house. So hopefully you know a little bit more about what's going on here in the Chicagoland market. If you want to make sure to keep following what's going on, you want to keep following the trends and stay ahead of what's gonna happen this summer. What's the housing market gonna look like? What does it really feel like in the market day in and day out? What are buyers dealing with? What are sellers' expectations? If you want to know those answers, make sure to tune in every month so that you know what's going on right here in the Chicagoland market every single month.